going to describe to you the VRUSB2000i ignition programming cable. This is how it's going to arrive at your house in this package. It'll look just like this with the USB connector on one end, transmit receive lights, red and green LED lights that will appear. They'll light up when there's communication going on. And I'll send you some crimp-on connectors. Make sure you use a good ratcheting crimper for these, otherwise they will not hold. The wire also needs to be at least 18 gauge. 16 might be better, but at least 18 gauge. Otherwise they'll just fall right off after you crimp them on. So if you buy an ignition system compatible with this programming cable, it's probably going to be something like an Ultima 53644, or possibly a 660, or the Dyna2000i. It'll probably come with the single fire ignition coil, ignition cables, some connectors, and some instructions here. Here's your cup. It's got a couple of windows in it. That's your magnetic pickup is what these windows work with. The magnetic pickup is under here. There's two of them. So we can put this right under here for safekeeping. It'll just stick under there. So the ignition right here has 6 switches that you can program. You can set these yourself. The instructions are on the front of the unit. You'll see a status light and a VOES LED indicator. So since this is not in the bike, I'm going to just power it with an auxiliary power supply. Ordinarily, this white wire here is your hot wire. It would go right to the center connector. What I'll do is I'll connect it up to my auxiliary power supply, and you'll see that the LED comes on just briefly and then it goes off. If your ignition happens to be at top dead center, you'll see that the LED stays on. Ordinarily it's not going to be top dead center, so I'll leave it just like that, and that's probably the way it will appear for you. There are 2 other wires that we're not going to be talking about really today. The trigger wires for the front and back cylinder, they would go on these 2 terminals. We're not going to be using those for programming. What we will be doing is you'll take your VRUSB2000i cable, plug it into your computer. You'll see the LEDs light up. If the drivers have not yet been downloaded, ordinarily the drivers will be loaded from the internet automatically. If not, you'll have to go to the website, and there are descriptions of the website. When you purchase this product, you'll have a link to my website, and it has all that information. So what do you have here? You have a ground, you have a transmit wire and receive wire, the green and the purple. Why don't we connect those up? This cable will come with these connectors, but also a ground wire, and I've attached that to the chassis of the ignition system just so I can make my connection. Ordinarily that would be connected to the frame of your motorcycle. So I'll plug this in to ground my programming cable to the ignition. Then I will connect the transmit and receive line. They're colored. Make sure you don't cross them, and as long as you put the correct gender connector on your ignition, you won't have a problem. This programming cable is pre-terminated with a male tab on the green wire and a female tab on the purple. So I'll plug up the green wire, and I will plug up the purple wire. And as you see, when you connect the purple wire, the green LED comes on. That lets you know that the programming cable is powered, as well as the ignition is powered. when you run the Curvemaker software, you will see activity lights. The green and red light on this cable will activate. I'm not going to explain to you how to use the Curvemaker software right now because that's a whole nother process. But I just wanted to let you know what you get when you buy the cable, how to connect it up, and hopefully this will explain a little bit about this product. I know some of the cables out there are kind of confusing. There's lots of pieces and parts. This is just a simple programming cable to allow you to program your ignition. It does not have any auxiliary harnesses or anything like that. Just the cable with the 3 wires, the crimps here, and a ground wire to connect to your ignition. Thank you very much.